Hello and welcome to this week's Mystic Message. This week's message I'm going to keep short and sweet and to the point because I'm sick and let's just get right to it. So bear with me while my brain fog is kind of taking over here. The message here, which is a beautiful lead up to our winter solstice coming this Sunday, actually next Monday, a week from today, the 22nd, I am hosting a group event. So if you would like some support and community and clearing off some of the density from this year and that you've been feeling lately, join me. It's a pay whatever you want. You can come for free. You can pay whatever you desire. So the message that came through for today was this imagery of this fire, almost like lava from a volcano, that once it comes out of the volcano and it kind of does its thing, it kind of hardens over, right? It cools down and it becomes this molten rock. And it was essentially this metaphor of this is what we are at risk of having happen to the fire that is born and the passion that is active within us right now. Over this past, I want to say, couple months, maybe a couple weeks, depending on who you are and where you're at, there has been some fire that has lit up within you. However, it's flu season. We're cold. I don't know about you, but I am freezing. We're all sick. We've been having all of this solar activity. We're exhausted. We're reflecting back on this year that has felt like a gut punch. It's felt like, a cruel joke from the universe this whole year. And it can be a little bit of a downer, and you mix that with the stresses of the holidays and getting our shit together for the holidays, whether it's getting ready to connect with family that maybe we don't want to or feel the most comfortable with, or just all of the to-dos, right? And so at this time, there is this collective fire lit, and this fire is related to something within you, something passionate. It can be a cause, it could be a career path, it could be your mission, your purpose, the way that you choose to be of service, it could be a creative project. There is something under the surface, and yet we oftentimes feel like we don't have the capacity or the luxury to even focus on it because we're in survival mode and we're just trying to get through the days. And, so the message is we are at risk of losing that. And so it's fire, this passion. It might be small. It might not be massive. It might not be in your face. It may not come with the energy that fire tends to come with. It might just be a small little coal. But the message is to not let that go out. And the reason why is, it's an obvious reason, right? We don't want to lose that passion. We don't want to lose that fire. It's a little bit, I don't want to say full on clarity, but it brings clarity. The clarity that you've been seeking this year comes in the form of this little coal that we can't let go out. We can't quite see the clarity around it yet because we still have all this baggage. We still have all this crap to release that we've been releasing, but we're moving into this dark part of the year, the darkest day of the year, the winter solstice. We are in this dark season where it's cold and it's dark, and winter is always that time to go inward and to retreat and to reflect and release and kind of go through, whether it's a caterpillar going into the cocoon, becoming the butterfly, or the phoenix rising out, whatever the metaphor you like for this kind of death and rebirth cycle, the snake shedding its skin, that is this winter for all of us. We're having a big self-discovery, but first we're going to do a big clearing, and around the solstice is that time. It is that dark time and this kind of first chunk of winter. However, when all that goes away, when all that is clear, and all that is left is that little coal that you do have the capacity and the energy and the ability to breathe more life into the coal. Let that coal become a small flame. Let that small flame become a raging flame, a bonfire. And when that fire is huge, And you can almost let it encompass you, engulf you. You can become it. That is your clarity. And so the clarity comes from this fire, this little coal. So if, you might be a coal for you, it might be a small fire, depends on who you are, where you're at. But if you let that go out, when all of this goes away, when all of this heaviness releases, because it will, I promise you, you will feel a level of release, then you just are kind of left in a blank energy, which is useful and can be a lot of fun and a lot of fun to work with. But what is better than kind of a bit of a blank slate with like a little fire in the middle to kind of bring back that oomph and that you've been missing and haven't felt in maybe some time. And so, and it's a bit of the compass. It is there for a reason. It is there for a reason, because it is what is supposed to guide you coming out of winter and into spring. Spring is going to be massive. I've been saying this for a long time. And this little coal, this little fire is so, so, so important to what spring looks like for you. So the message is to do whatever you can to keep that coal, that small flame, that fire from going out. This is the passion. Again, this is the driver. You maybe don't know where it's taking you. You maybe don't have the clarity of the big picture of what that looks like, but that is the compass. And I think many of us, I can speak for a lot of us when I say, we're looking for clarity, we're looking for direction, we're looking for like a what and a why and a how, and that is what this will offer. So as much as it's really hard and we're tired, we're sick, we're cold, we're stressed, we're busy, we're full of anxiety, we're overwhelmed, we're overstimulated, make this a priority. It does not need to be a full-blown roaring bonfire. It just needs to not go out. You just need to put forth a little bit of effort, day in and day out, to just check in, feed it, right? It's self-care in a lot of ways. It's noticing this little coal and nurturing it. Ask your little coal or your little fire, what do you need for me to nurture you, right? What do you need? Okay, so that is your message. And if you do need some help getting through this holiday season, the most recent soul stream that I just released was a nervous system reset. So, so, so important. So, so, so needed. Take advantage of that. You can get access to that in all of my soul streams, which are 15-minute little healing on demand experiences for $11 a month, or you can just buy one off as is. So I hope that this helps. You got this. We all got this. We're going to get through it. Keep that little coal alive. All right. Mwah. Love you.